Well, well, my new bobbin has arrived, the C12 bobbin. I haven't done anything to smooth it out yet. It's a raw 3D print cast I've had made. Hold it up to the light a bit, as you can see for the cores. They're all there, and the outside slots. When I make a mold, obviously it's going to be an issue because there'll be silicone running all the way through from one side all the way through these little slots on here all the way. So obviously, what I'll do to make the mold will be to put some sticky tape all the way, well, a large piece of sticky tape across. And then I'll trim out the middle part so the cores can go right through, which is what I want. And there'll be like a little thin barrier between the silicone on one side and the silicone on the top, which will make it easier when I actually make the silicone mold to actually release the bobbin. And the same on this side, obviously. There'll be a bit of tape all the way around. So there's a thin wall between the silicone from the one side and the silicone from the other, because it will be tricky to cut these actually and to get a nice even cut. Now, obviously, once I've created the silicone mold and I actually cast resin bobbins, there'll be a very tiny thin membrane of resin between the bottom half and the top half, and those will literally be just push outs. You know, you'll just literally push out that small thin membrane of resin, so you can actually put your cores through the outside. So anyway, I've done this before with the sellotape and it works pretty well, you know. But obviously the cores in the middle, they're going to have much more support because I've got a much larger hole now, because this hole is going to be full of silicone, and this won't wobble about so much, so it will give me, and if you look closely, this is going to be a little bit hard to do. Hang on, let me get my magnifying glass. Alright, if you look very closely, the guy's incorporated some tiny channels. There's some, oops, I nearly dropped the damn thing. There's some tiny little grooves. Oh, if I get the light on it just right, you can see there's a like little channel between the cores on the middle and the core in the center. These little channels, let me get a pointer because they're so tiny. Actually, this cotton, this paintbrush would work. These little channels, which are between the center core and those little tiny cores on the outside, will be where silicone sits, and obviously once that's been once the casts are done, that silicone bridge which is there, which will support these little cores and stop them wobbling about and keep them straight, I will just trim off with a knife, you know, because the silicone will basically meet back together, and it'll be like an alignment, like two little alignment arrows basically, where you put them together and help to, So anyway, you get the idea. You've seen my previous videos on the silicone molds I've made, and you can see the effect of these little silicone indentations, where they will actually go in these little troughs. Yeah. So anyway, this will come out a lot better once I've cleaned this up, because this is raw. It's very rough at the moment. The whole thing is kind of rough, so I've got to shine it up a little bit. And I've only got the trough on one side, not on the other side, because that's so I only need it on one side. The bottom, actually, this side is the side where it's going to be in quite thick silicone anyway. This is the top, which will be the pouring end, where I actually pour the silicone in anyway. But this and this will actually be sorry, when I'm pouring the silicone in, it will be at the bottom, right, of the silicone mold, right. So the troughs will be at the bottom of the silicone mold, because this will have about 1/4 inch of silicone all over the top, but it will become the top. So the bottom will become the top when I'm actually casting the resin bobbins. Get the idea? Anyway, so I just thought I'd make a short 5-minute video on that. Thank you.